This video is brought to you in part by my sponsors. Card Conduit is the easiest way to sell your unused Magic cards. Whether your collection is sorted or not, there's an option for everyone. With a payout averaging 19% higher than just using one buy list, you can rest assured you get the best bang for your buck. And you can get further savings of 10% on your service fees by using my affiliate link down below or the promo code MTGMudsta. 401 Games is Canada's one-stop shop for trading cards, board games, and hobby supplies. With a huge selection of cards and sealed product, first-time buyers can save 5% off their first order by using the code MTGMudsta, and returning shoppers can also use the code GOBLINS5 to save 5% on orders of singles. And Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. You can use the promo code MUDSTA or the affiliate link down below to save 5% on your next order.
We're back. We're doing bonus episodes because it's December. As you can tell, we're festive with the hats. It's going to be great. And yeah, today I am playing Archelos Lagoon Mystic, which is a patron-submitted deck where I'm going to manipulate the battlefield a little bit and play some lands and do cool stuff with deserts. So we're going to see how that goes. Mika, what are you playing?
I'm bringing back Faldorn, the Dread Wolf Herald. This is an upgraded version of the Precon that really just wants to play as many things from exile as possible, make a couple wolf tokens for the fun of it, and win through value. And have a million triggers. I'm playing Xyris, the Writhing Storm. Writhing Storm. It's the only blue card in the deck. It's a Gruul deck. The goal is to be like Santa Claus, give like gifts to everyone, and then
Punish everyone.
Call in the Grinch and
take them all back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be playing Ian the Reckless from Fallout.
You're playing with yourself?
And basically, I didn't want to make that jump. You threw off what I was going to say.
What were you going to say, Ian?
It's all about equipment. It's all about attacking. It's all about dishing the damage out. So that's what I'm after today.
So you want to make yourself bigger
Absolutely.
with equipments.
100%.
Swollen.
Yeah.
Engorged.
Just rife with
Ripples. Okay, well, that's what I'm about to get into this game.
Merry Christmas.
good luck, everything.
I win the die roll and start us off. I draw, play a tapped Watery Grave, and pass. Mika plays a tapped Myriad Landscape. Max draws for turn, plays a Forest, and passes. Ian draws and plays a Mountain. I take 2 to have an untapped Breeding Pool come into play, and I then cast a Nature's Lore, going to find a land as I pass turn. Mika draws, plays a Game Trail, revealing a mountain from his hand, and he then plays a Questing Druid and passes. Max's turn has him playing a mountain, and he pays 2 for a Rampant Growth, going to find an island and passing. Ian's turn has him playing a mountain and casting Soul Ring. He then plays a Komainu Battle Armor, and once it resolves, he passes turn. I draw, play a Reflecting Pool, and cast Dance of the Tumbleweeds to go and find a Sun-Scorched Desert. As it comes in, I deal 1 to Max, and pass. Mika draws, plays a mountain, and casts Faldorn. Max has a Forest return, and he casts a Sakura Tribe Elder. Ian draws and plays a mountain. He casts a Silent Arbiter, and then goes to combat. He hits Max for 2 with the Battle Armor, and passes after that. I've got a Survivor's Encampment for turn, and then cast Archelos. I then tap him with the Survivor's Encampment so everything else will come in tapped, and I pass turn to Mika. Mika's turn has him drawing and playing a tapped mountain, and he goes to combat. He hits me for 3 with Faldorn, and he passes turn. During his end step, Max sacrifices the Sakura Tribe Elder to go and find a forest. Max draws, plays a tapped mountain, and casts a tapped Xyris. Ian's turn has him drawing and casting a tapped Bloodthirsty Blade. He then pays to have the blade go into Archelos, and he moves to combat after that. He swings the Battle Armor at me for 2, and passes. I untap, draw, and cast Kona, and then tap it with the Survivor's Encampment. Going to combat, I swing Archelos at Mika, who chumps with the Questing Druid. After combat, I get a Kona trigger, and I put AC into play. I then get to play a Holdout Settlement and a Forest as my extra lands for turn, drawing off of each of them. This does have Max making 2 Snake tokens as I draw extra cards, and I then pass turn, and during my end step, Mika sacrifices the Myriad Landscape to go and find 2 matching basics. Mika draws and plays a Forest. He He then casts Venture Forth, revealing until he hits a Highland Forest, and then suspends the Venture Forth. Mika then goes to combat, hitting me again with Faldorn and passing. Max draws and plays a mountain, and then casts a Pendant of Prosperity, giving it to Mika as it comes in. Max then goes to combat, and hits Ian for 3 with Xyris. This has them both drawing 3, and Max gets to make 3 more snake tokens, and with nothing else, he passes. Ian's got a mountain for turn, and he then casts himself. He plays out a Tavern Brawler, and goes to combat. He smacks me with the Battle Armor again for 2, and goads my creatures, and then passes turn after that. I draw and tap Kona to the Survivor's Encampment, and I then move to combat, not using the mana. I swing Archelos at Max, who chumps with a snake token. In my post-combat main phase, I get a Kona trigger, putting out Oracle of Moldiah into play. I'm then able to play 3 lands off the top of my deck, drawing 3 times, which makes Max 3 more snake tokens. I pass after that. Mika draws and casts an Escape to the Wilds. He exiles the top 5, and gets to play a Mosswarp Bridge from among them, making a wolf token from Faldorn, which comes into play tapped. He then hides away a card, and passes after that. Max draws and plays a Path of Ancestry, and he then goes to combat. He swings Xyris at Ian, and they each draw 3 as it connects. Max makes 3 more snake tokens, and in his second main phase, he casts a Rites of Flourishing. He then plays a Forest as his second land drop. Max then casts a Hunted Troll, giving the fairy tokens it makes as it comes in to Ian. With nothing else, he passes. Ian exiles a mountain to the Tavern Brawler trigger, then draws 2 for turn. He plays the exiled mountain and 1 from his hand, and then reconfigures the battle armor onto Ian. Going to combat, Ian swings himself at me, and deals 4 to his own face and 4 to Archelos. I then take 4 commander damage from Ian, and Ian goads my creatures once more. He then moves the Bloodthirsty Blade onto Kona, and we pass to my turn. I draw, and recast Archelos. However, Mika is ready with a Tybalt's Trickery, and is countered, but at least I get a Disciple of Freyles to replace it. As it comes in, I decide not to sacrifice anything, and I continue by playing a Forest and drawing a card. I then play an Island and a Rejuvenating Springs, drawing as each comes in. I then cast a Soul Ring, and followed up with Open the Way for 4, revealing until I hit 4 lands. As they come in, I get to draw 4 cards, and ping Max with a Lush Oasis. Moving to my second main phase, I then put Cultivator Colossus into play off of Kona's ability. I'm able to resolve Cultivator Colossus' ability a lot because I'm drawing multiple cards per land coming in, and I do this several times, which also gives Max more and more snake tokens. With nothing else, I pass to Mika. Mika draws 2 and plays a Carplusian Forest. He then makes a deal with the table, casting a Beast Within from exile to destroy the Silent Arbiter, so Max can at least take me out. He then follows up with a Chaos Wand, and he passes turn after that. Max draws 2 and plays a Forest, and then casts Treacherous Terrain. I die from it with my 25 lands on the board, and Ian takes 6 while Mika takes 9. Max then plays a Maze of Ith as his second land for turn, and he goes to combat. He swings all of his snake tokens at Ian, and Xyris goes at Mika. Ian blocks 5 of the snakes, but still gets taken out, while Mika takes 3 commander damage, with both he and Max drawing 3, and this makes Max 3 more snake tokens. Max then passes, and during Mika's end step, he activates the Mosswarp Bridge to cast Urabrask the Hidden. Mika's able to cast Venture Forth on his upkeep after removing the last suspend counter, revealing until he hits a Kessig Wolf Run, and then puts it back into exile, and then draws 2 for turn. He then plays 2 mountains for turn, and he activates Chaos Wand on Max. This has Max hitting a Blessed Respite off the top, which unfortunately is not Blasphemous Act. Mika then casts it from exile since it'll make him a wolf, and he follows up with a Bloodbraid Elf. This cascades him into a Gruul Signet, which he casts, and gets another wolf token. Mika then continues by casting a Tectonic Giant, and passes after that. Max draws 2, and plays a Wild Evocation, and then goes to combat. He then swings in with everything except for the Troll, and sadly without enough blockers to stop the snakes, Max wins the game.
Yeah, Flashback to Fog was particularly good.
Merry Christmas, have some lands, and then die to make them.
Greece. I'm going to keep that in.
I basically won because of Andrew. He was very greedy in the land, and I had Treacherous Terrain, which is the MVP of this deck. It's beautiful, 50 cents, well invested.
It's got land cycling too, doesn't it? You can like cycle it.
Basic land cycling, yeah. But no, that's the real commander here. This deck is not supposed to have that many snakes. Normally attacked into blockers just to not be a threat with 40 snakes that I killed 2 players with it. But this deck is supposed to win with Treacherous Terrain kind of thing. And still creatures of that.
Ian, how was it playing with yourself?
It was great.
Satisfying?
Yes. And the Arbiter kept a lid on the snake puddle for a while. As soon as that went away, everybody felt the wrath of the snake pile.
Of a snake. Archelos?
Kelly.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, making everyone else's stuff come into play tap did not make me a lot of friends. But I can see a lot of the synergy with, like, untap. And I will admit that the Open the Gates is not part of the list that the patron sent me. Unfortunately, some of the cards are stuck in Canada Post, which at the time of filming this is on strike, so we didn't get them. So I had to fill it in with cards that I liked. And I went a little bit greedy with that Cultivator Colossus.
Who wouldn't?
I mean, I was drawing 2 cards and just dumping lands.
Hit the ground running.
It was fantastic. I went through, a lot. Mika.
Yeah, interesting game. I think the deck is fairly consistent doing what it wants to do. Casting spells from exile and making wolves. And unfortunately here I had to play Kingmaker. Yeah, I was either dead to Andrew or was dead to Max. And I chose to make a deal with Max to kill Andrew, as one does on this channel. And some slight regrets to not doing the Xyris Perdition and making like 60 4/4 beasts as a result of killing all the snakes. But I think it turned out okay. It was a fun game.
Cool. Well, we're going to do some more. See you soon.
This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.